Hello there, I'm Thomas, the pilot flying the Airbus A340 313X into nice flight from Zurich International Airport. We're going to be overflying Zurich, Switzerland and Germany, and then coming back to Zurich International Airport for landing. So right now I'm in the cockpit for the pre-takeoff preparation. I'm going to be show you the cockpit of the Airbus A340 313X and its systems, like the primary flight display, the navigation display, the ECAM, the electronic centralized aircraft monitoring of the aircraft. I'm gonna show you the flight control unit of the autopilot and the autothrust with the airspeed, the heading, the altitude and the vertical speed modes, and also the manuals and the selected mode difference using the flight management computer, flight plan, flight path for flying, or using selected values as the pilot requests. So I'm also gonna be showing you the overhead panel. I'm gonna show you systems like the electrical, the integrated drive generators, the batteries, the APU, how to start the APU. I'm gonna show you the air system, the compressed air from the engines into the aircraft systems. I'm gonna show you also the fuel pumps and how to use them in this aircraft, and also the hydraulic. We have 3 hydraulic systems, blue, green and yellow. I'm gonna show you that also. And this feeds the hydraulic fluid tanks for the flight controls, like the ailerons, the spoilers, the elevator, the horizontal stabilizer, the stabilizer trim, and the rudder, and also the thrust reversers, and the nose wheel braking and steering, and the landing gear extender track. So I'm also gonna be showing you, as I said, the thrust levers, how to use the thrust levers to modify the thrust of the aircraft. We have tendency in this aircraft for engaging thrust modes, the auto thrust, and also using manual thrust modes. And they differ a little bit in the ground flight. So maybe we have time, we will explain this along with the fly-by-wire system of the flight controls. I'm gonna show you how to use the side stick to control the aircraft in flight. It has a fly-by-wire logic with auto trim and auto coordination, and also when you require bang roll or pitch up or pitch down of the aircraft, you request a zero limit term, which is limited depending on the G-load and the bang angle of the aircraft, and this is irrespective of the airspeed. So I'm gonna show you how the flight control computers work. We have 3 primary and 2 secondary flight control computers. So we have like maybe 50 more minutes for this flight. I'm gonna try to be very brief, and to do also an engine start demonstration. So I'm gonna start right now showing you the cockpit and the flight management computer, how to set up the flight plan for the aircraft and fly the aircraft. So I'm gonna start right now very quickly. So you can see here we have the cockpit of the Airbus A340 313X. You can see here we have like the primary flight display. You can see we have the airspeed display, minimum airspeed, barometric altitude above sea level, barometric pressure, heading, magnetic or true. Here is the autopilot flight director, actually, side stick guidance limits. So this is for takeoff only, this box, which limits about 12 degrees the pitch up of the aircraft for takeoff roll. So, and also the bang roll after we take off. So here is a flight mode annunciator. Here is the altitude, as I said, the airspeed, the selected airspeed and the selected altitude. We can select an airspeed and an altitude here. So if I'm gonna start the engine, this is gonna change a little bit. So let's say this, and this is a different kind of value, and the vertical climb, as you can see. So now we have selected airspeed and selected altitude. If I'm gonna advance the thrust lever, you're gonna see manual takeoff go run You can see here in the navigation display we have other modes for this aircraft. So also maybe doing this a little bit brighter. So maybe you see better this display now. Also you can see here the upper ECAM and the lower ECAM electronic centralized aircraft monitoring. So we have about 65 minutes remaining for this flight, so I'm gonna try to be very brief. So I'm gonna show you a few things. You can see here the airports, we can see the terrain, but we have not simulation for this in this simulator. We can see the traffic around us, other aircraft flying around us. If we turn on the traffic here, the mode. Here we have the transponder, we have some instruments, so you can see. Now we have all, yeah, correct. Have it in all. This is what we want. All. So I'm gonna leave this like that, the transponder. Some switches maybe not so easy to use. So here is the speed brake, for instance. You can see we can extend the speed brake. Here is the outside view of the Airbus A340 313X. So I'm also gonna show you how to steer the aircraft in the ground for going to the takeoff runway. So here's the engines. You can see here's the flaps lever. We can use it to extend and retract the flaps all the way down if we want. And we're gonna see this message displayed in the ECAM, that the flaps are moving into a new position like that. Here so you can see some information about the aircraft. So maybe you may see the N1, we have the low speed, low pressure compressor stage of the engine. If I increase the thrust, we have the exhaust gas temperature, the N2, which is the high pressure, high speed rotor status, the turbofan turbogenerator, the fuel flow 2,600 pounds per engine per hour, the fuel on board 70,000 pounds, auto thrust, flight auto thrust limited. So we have some lower ECAM here. We can change to the engine, for instance. So you will see a few more information here. So I'm gonna come later to that part of the aircraft. I have to use show you how to use the side stick now. I will show you how to use the side stick and then show you the overhead panel, and then do the engine start demonstration of the flight management computer pipeline. So let me start right now. So you see here we have the side stick. We move the side stick to move the flight controls. So you also see the flight controls displayed here in the lower ECAM display here as they move. So I will show you now the side stick. So here we have the side stick, which is identical to the Airbus A340 and the other Airbus aircraft. So hopefully you can see we can pitch up and pitch down the aircraft and also bank roll left and right. And this in this flight commands us load at the load limit request for bank roll or pitch up and pitch down. There you go. It's limit about 67 degrees maximum bank roll and 38 degrees pitch up and 15 degrees pitch down. So you know, again here you can see we move this pitch up and pitch down. We have like 1 hour left, so I'm gonna try to be very fast. You can see pitch up, pitch down, and also here. You can see we have a dedicated functionals. We have the pitch string here, like in the Boeing, and also the thrust levers here. So I hope you can see the input is identical pretty much to the bank angle, and also it's displayed here in the primary flight display with the stick position. When we move the stick like that, I can see where my stick is. It's having a flight guidance request. So also we can see the flight control surfaces here as they move bank roll, aileron, spoilers, elevator up and down here, and the rudder also pedals. We have the tiller right now on. To turn off the tiller. Now is the rudder active. You can see here we have the rudder pedals. So we control the aircraft like that. We want to make a coordinated turn. So you can see this here. And the pitch stream right now is 0. So we'll fix the pitch stream, and you can see also here in the outside we have the elevator position up and down, and the rudder, and also the ailerons and the spoilers. So this is also a function of this side stick here, as you can see. So let me now return back into the flight part. So this is so much for the flight controls, I believe. We can continue now with we have 1 more hour for this flight, so we may continue with going back into the cockpit. So you can see the side stick position, as I said. This is the primary flight display, the flight control unit. Here's the overhead panel. We have the anti-ice, the wing anti-ice, and the engine anti-ice on all of them. We need them for this condition right now because we have extreme cold. So I'm gonna show you how to start. Here is the APU. We're gonna start the master switch and the start on the APU on. So we'll see here, if we come in this display, we have the APU page. You will see the APU flap is open. APU generator is almost active, and it's gonna supply bleed air from here and alternate current, and we're gonna use this for engine start. So I may come here now into this the jump seat, I'm gonna show you the jump seat again. You can see another nice view here. So I will wait for the APU to start. Maybe I'll do this and magnify and have this display over here. Now the APU is available, so as you can see. So now we have electrical power from the APU and bleed air, 160 volts, 400 hertz, 75,000 kilovolts. So I'm gonna try to be very fast for this. We also have the window heat probe heat on, should be on too. The cabin pressurization here, the bleed air, the pressurization panel that receives bleed air from the engine. So we have the bleed air here from either engine. Left and right wing engine 1 and 2 we can turn on and off. As you may see, now we have no bleed air. We have the APU bleed. We connect, we disconnect. So if we turn off the engines, we're gonna have no AP. We're gonna have only the APU supplying to the aircraft. So we reconnect the engines automatically too. And this is gonna be an automatic kind of thing. So we have 54 minutes. I'm gonna show you now the pressurization of the cabin here. You can see we have the controller mode select manual or automatic. We select manual, we're gonna have this in this display. Manual selected here, as you can see, and manual here in this button, this switch in the overhead panel. So we now have to use the controller here, this switch to pressurize or depressurize the cabin. So you can see the cabin altitude now increasing. So now we pressurize the cabin. We can do it the other way. It will decrease, will depressurize the cabin. It will go below zero, negative value minus. So now the altitude is 1,500 feet. We turn back into automatic. You can see the auto here displayed. An off switch also means an automatic position for the Airbus, while an off switch means mostly it's a wide display. So I'm gonna show you now the engines, electrical power. So you can see we have the bleed air from the engines, as I said. We have 4 engines, so 4 bleeds here. Engine 1, 2, 3, 4, and bleed 1, 2, 3, 4. So right now I'm gonna show you the electrical alternate current. We have 4 engines. The Gen 1 is for engine 1 and 2, Gen 2 is for engine 2, 3 and 4, and there is 75,000 kilovolts from its engine, from the IDG, the great drive generator, alternate current, or 75,000 watts. So same for the APU, 75,000 watts, or 75,000 kilovolts, and this feeds the alternate current SC1 and 2. So you can turn off this generator 1 and 2. So we have no alternate current right now from the engines. We only have from the APU. If we turn off the APU, we're gonna lose most of the alternate current. We only have the batteries now to feed some alternate current into the aircraft. So you may see here we have the full message. In the upper ECAM display we have electric DC-AC bus 2 and 1 fold, and we have no lower ECAM. We also have no lower, we have no inboard display. We only have primary flight display, no first officer display, and no flight manuals, no computers. So we need at least the APU like that. You're gonna see the electrical is coming back to life into the aircraft. So we turn on the engines again. So this guarded switch is over here You can see I did Z3, 4. This is the right wing engine. 1, 2 is the left wing engine. So we have did the grid drive generator from its engine. We also have the APU generator. We should not disconnect this in flight if it is guarded with red guard. So here is the battery switch. You can see battery off in the electrical direct current. And there is a lot of explanation, not much time now to do everything in this flight. So maybe I will be showing you in another flight most of the systems of the Airbus A340. So you reconnect the batteries. You can see batteries on the voltage and the aberrats also. It's supplied with from the static inverter with alternate current, or is supplied with direct current from the transformer rectifier 1 and 2 from this from the engines or the APU, which convert from alternate direct current. Here is the fuel panel. Here's the electrical panel. Here's the air systems panel, pressurization panel, the ice panel, lighting panel, flight control computers here, and here we have 5 flight control computers, engine manual start, and also we have the automatic start here, 2 modes, just like the original Airbus. So right now I'm gonna show you the fuel panel of the Airbus A340. So we have the fuel, the left and the right wing engine. You can see the fuel displayed here in the upper ECAM, and also in this display in the lower ECAM, and you can see the pumps 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 for each engine, pretty much primary and standby. So if I turn off all the primary pumps, you will see the yellow here displayed. They're not working, but we still have the engines fed with fuel from the standby pump. From the left and right wing engines, the center tank is empty. So if I turn the X feed on, for instance, you can see here's X feed on left wing and the right wing 3 and 4. So you will see now any engine can be fed with 1 pump only from any tank. So this is for an emergency, for instance. So we reconnect the primary fuel pumps. We can go with a standby, no problem. So here is the X feed for the sender tank. You can see the fault message here. The sender tank is empty, so there is no X feed now. So if I press this switch again, you will see the transfer, the message here. You can see the arrows and the fault message, just like the original Airbus aircraft. Here is the mode for forward or aft transfer from the tail tank of the aircraft. So you can see the quantity of the fuel. We have some also in the tail, and we can split the tanks using this split. Where is it? Inner tank split over here. These switches. Just in case of fuel leak. So we can also jettison some fuel. We can dump fuel in flight, but we don't want to do that right now. So we also have the outer tank X feed for the engine. So we have like 47 minutes left, so I will leave this like that. I'm gonna show you also very quickly the hydraulics. Don't have no much time to show everything. So here's the hydraulic panel. We have, as I said, 4 engines. Engine 1, 2, 3, 4. Engine 1 and 4 has the green hydraulic fluid pump. Engine 2 has the yellow, and engine 3 has the engine 2 has the blue, and engine 3 has the yellow. And all these supplies are the flight controls, like the side stick you saw, movement, and the rudder pedals. So you can see the pressure we have, and also you can see the green, blue, yellow again in the overhead panel. So we can turn off the engine driven just for display. The blue, the yellow and the green again. So we turn off all the engine driven hydraulic pumps. You can see hydraulic, fuel, electric and air. This is from the engine. So you will see we have no we're gonna lose the hydraulic power from 3000 psi down to 0. But if we reconnect here the electric, you can see here we have the electric switch goes with the blue and also displays its on here and here the electric message. So we connect in the blue and the yellow and we have the hydraulic power back. We have no problem. So the engine driving off. You can see the hydraulic fluid quantity here. So we reconnect the engine driving also. You can see here's the fire extinguisher panel. Have some other switches here. If you go even further. So this is important, is the air data inertial reference unit, the ADIRU, that displays the GPS position here, the airports, the terrain, and also the air data, the airspeed and the barometric altitude, the radio altitude, gyroscopic precession, acceleration, magnetic through heading, and angle of attack of the aircraft with respect of the airflow. So we don't need to align this right now. So I'm gonna leave this like that. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna show you how to start the engine. We're gonna turn off the fuel using this engine fuel cutoff switches, the engine master switch and the engine mode selector. I'm gonna use it for an auto start of the engine. So we have a few minutes more left. Going back into the virtual cockpit very quickly. Turn off all the engine master switches. So you will see we're gonna have a low pressure into the engine and temperature, and the fuel flow is off. You will see N1 exhaust gas temperature and 2 fuel flow going down to 0, and also the secondary. So this is an outside view. You can see the engines are going out here. They're off, not spinning. So we're gonna turn them on now very quickly. You can see now the axis here display, and here the engine, the secondary. So I'll come in the overhead panel. I'm gonna show you very quickly. The only thing we need have the APU on. We can turn the packs off just for display the left and right pack, and this in the closed position. And this is all we have to do right now. And we have the fuel pumps on. The electrical is configured correctly, so we'll start the left wing engine first. So we go here and turn this switch here in the ignition start position. I'm gonna leave it like that after engine starts because it's icing condition. So we're gonna see the N1 for the engine 1 and 2 increasing. Exhaust gas temperature, close the APU, bleed, bleed. So we only need to move these switches here in the ignition start, and everything is going to be configured by the FADEC automatically. So we're going to have an automatic start through the flight. The FADEC is the full authority digital engine control computer for the engine. So you will see the left wing engine is going on first. Here, this one and this one. This two is gonna start spinning. So you can see here in the engine display, we have the engine available now. So we go with the other side now, engine number 3 and engine number 4 here. So you can see here the right wing engine going on. After 20% and 2, the fuel flow low and high pressure valves are going on. You can see here we have the spinning of the engine. And we're gonna come very quickly here. We have everything configured in the overhead panel. We only need to start, set the flaps at 2 and only start this flight management computer. We have the fuel prediction, the gross weight, fuel on board, fuel and payload 39 minutes 385.9. So this is our gross weight plus the fuel, 385.9 from Zurich Lszh very quickly to Lszh, allowing the IRS, 35,000 feet flight level. Cost index 100, and departure, from departure here you can see our position, GPS position. From Zurich to Alpha, insert, arrival here, Lszh. You can see the GPS position of the airport. We have an automatic GPS position configured, so the arrival is gonna be same airport, ILS. You can see 3,300 meters, trans Negria 1 Alpha. So we have the ILS also configured automatically. We have one, this code being UET to clear, and only the performance here, 2.5 up. So we set the THS position, the flex temperature, minus 12 degrees, and V1 145, 150 and 155 the V2. So you can see here we have the dentants of the thrust levers. Here's the pitch stream, the automatic and manual pitch stream wheel. So we set the pitch stream at 2.5 degrees, 32 degrees mean aerodynamic chord. So like here, just for takeoff. Then it's gonna be automatic. So you can see the flight plan here being created. Now everything is being set automatically, so we only need is to steer the aircraft into the ground. So the tiller is active, as you can see. We use this tiller to move the aircraft. So we advance the engine. So you can see where we are right now. We only have 36 minutes left. We have to be very quickly for this flight. So disconnect the parking brake here. Advance a little bit the thrust levers here, just to give us some thrust into the manual reins. I'm using the tiller here to steer the aircraft. So there is no traffic here, you can just take off. So you may see how you use the tiller for this aircraft. Not quite easy. So we may use also the rudder pedals for this, along with the tiller. So here we are. Just a little bit more with some pushback now, maybe. But no, we can just take off like that. We have a lot of runway. So this is maximum takeoff ground thrust. You will see the thrust is increasing here, and also here the mode selected. So we go like that. We'll keep the stick down at 100 knots. Then we have V1, V2 and V rotate. V1, V rotate and V2. So we go. So this is the takeoff of the Airbus A340 313X. So we track the landing gear and go like that in automatic manual takeoff go around mode. You can see we have here the stick to control the aircraft. We have the altitude here above the ground level. It's about 1,540, as you can see, feet above the ground level. You can see how we turn. Also you can see the rate of climb here, 2,400 feet per minute. You can see the thrust climb, open climb, nav, the modes we have right now. We need just to set the thrust lever here in the climb, and then set a higher climb altitude, like because everything is set automatically right now. Time remaining 31 minutes. So this is the Airbus A340 313X. You can see as we climb out. This is a nice aircraft. Hope you enjoy it. We have like 30 minutes left for this flight. Minutes left. You can see I'm using this stick here just to fly the aircraft. I'm using the autopilot right now. So this is how we fly the Airbus aircraft here, as you can see, using this stick. I'm gonna show you more later of the stick position and what is it doing. So we need a little bit more clear here display. It's too much bright maybe. So we climb with quite a slow rate right now. You can see the stall speed here, the flaps position, the airspeed selected, the altitude selected. So you can see the pitch ladder. We have the thrust levers. Maybe we're gonna use more thrust for a while, maximum takeoff ground thrust. You can see the stabilizer trim. We can use it manual if I want, pitch trim manual, pitching down, and also automatic. So maybe retract some flaps here. We don't need so many flaps. So maximum manual takeoff, go around for a faster climb maybe. Perhaps retract more flaps just to increase the airspeed a little bit. The airspeed margin. So you can see our waypoint here is Munich ADTM in front of us. We can see more airports to increase the range. We can see all the way inside Germany right now because we fly over there in this direction. So we climb with 1,400 feet per minute. You can see we have night now. Keep climbing. We need like a few more minutes for this flight. Time remaining 36 minutes. So this is the maximum takeoff ground power, which is less than the Boeing 777 actually. with the same weight configuration, but have 25 minutes more. So maybe you can see here we overfly the lake now. Here's the big lake, Switzerland, the St. Gallen, I believe. You can see another aircraft above us, and so this is our spacecraft for tonight. You can see the star sign. The stars are having star sign. So so here we go. 32,000 feet. We're in a good position actually now. 23,000. We're gonna have the chemtrails in a while. So you can see the modes here in the flight mode annunciator displayed. We're gonna now fly very close to the waypoint. Some other airports around us. We almost reached our flight altitude right now. So here we are at 25,000 feet. Maximum climb altitude for this flight. We're gonna level off here. So you can see the auto thrust with blue because we have the manual takeoff go around maximum. So we're gonna use less thrust now. We're gonna use flying thrust. And you're gonna see the speed in our arm. We're not gonna use too much airspeed right now, only when we go back into the airport. So trying to level off like that, or level with the side seat. So here we are level at 35,000 feet above overflying Germany now, Munich area. So we have higher automatic airspeed now. You can see the thrust here maintained, which is variable thrust right now. It's not fixed thrust. So you can see the balance of the aircraft here, the pitch up and pitch down as we try now to level off. As the airspeed is increasing, we need different trim settings. So maybe I'm gonna show you outside a little bit as we have the chemtrails now. It's beautiful. Chemtrails and contrails here for this aircraft. You can see the vapor from the engines being created. So we're gonna start bang rolling to the airport now. We have 31 minutes left. So this is our spacecraft for tonight. the Airbus A340 313X. Trying to hold level here. Overflying, as I said, Germany now. The Munich, Bavaria region. We have the galaxy in front of us above. So 20 more minutes left for this video to end. I'm going back to the airport. So this is a stick bank roll here. We climb all the way to the 7,000 feet. We keep flying manually. Leveling off again here. Maybe I'll show you the autopilot in a while, how to connect and disconnect it. Keep flying manually here. So this is the spacecraft for tonight, the Airbus A340 313X. Hope you enjoy it. This is the lake again. So we are almost in our airport direction. Hope you enjoy this beautiful view. And this is wings here. This beautiful aircraft. And now we're going back into the airport manually, completely manually. You can see how well the fly-by-wire coordinates the aircraft in flight. Holds it level almost without autopilot. Connect. You can see some other airports. You can see the runway here and the distance from the next waypoint. You can see here still flying like that. So here we are at level now, going back to the airport. Having like maybe less than 17 minutes left. So maybe we're gonna use a direct 2 now into the airport. So now we're going direct into that waypoint, which is 46.7 nautical miles away from us. So we're trying to hold level again. So we're gonna start descent in a while. So I can connect to the autopilot just to see the difference. Autopilot here connect. You can see this button. So now we're gonna have the steering from the autopilot. And use the selected altitude here, 25,500. So the autopilot should maintain this altitude here. So you can see the modes here. Flight mode annunciator. We're just 41 nautical miles away. 40, 20. So we can see the runway here. And we're gonna fly now. The autopilot is on. Speed, altitude, cruise now. You can see autopilot 1 with white here. On flight director 2 and auto thrust. So the pilot is connected now. You see our heading here. Our Mach speed 0.726, and we're going back into the airport. Just need 15 more minutes for this flight. Hopefully we're gonna make it. So you can see as we fly with the autopilot now. It's complete level. Now we're flying the lake here. So this is the Airbus A340 313X. Hope you like this aircraft. Have like 15 more minutes left. I'm gonna start descent in a while. Just like 1 minute. So this is how high we are right now. Gonna start descent as I said. We're just very close now. So here we use this to descend. Select the rate of descent. On the airspeed, different airspeed now. We decrease our airspeed. So everything is gonna be done automatically with the autopilot here engaged. You see the thrust levers don't move by themselves, they're just in the climb tandem. So we're gonna have descent now. So we start descent now with the autopilot on. We have like 30 minutes left, so we need not lose our time. Because we are very tight and limited right now. So disconnect maybe the autopilot, I'm not sure. So we go now manually again. You can see the airport is in front of us. Just have to descend a little bit faster. We keep descending now. Just have a few more minutes. Like 12 more minutes. A little bit more overspeed now. We'll fix the overspeed warning. Have 11 minutes left. Just keep descending. We have the river in front of us. Here's the airport. So we're gonna land in this runway here. We're overflying right now. Runway 14. Just make a nice entry. Flight path, as they call it. We have like 10 minutes left. Stand the landing gear now. Just need to descend a little bit further and slow down. We're gonna be just on time for this. We have just 10 minutes left. So activate and confirm the approach phase. Just need to come a little bit lower now. Fine, like that. 13,000 feet. 9 minutes left. Quite a lot of time for us. So here we have the river. I'm gonna make 2 turns. Use some flaps over here. Activate the climb then. Here we go. Keep descending. We're just too high yet to land, so we make one more turn. We have like 8 more minutes left. Just 10,000 feet. Keep lower. Eight 8,000 feet. We're much better now at 8,000 feet, but we're still higher. We have 7 minutes left, so this is good. One last turn here, and we go for landing. Last climb. Use a little bit more flaps here, maybe. Here we are in the runway. One last turn, actually. And we go for landing now. So you can see the landing gear here extended. We have 7 minutes left for this flight, so hopefully we're gonna make it nice. Just turning again manually with the auto thrust in this setting. Descend a little bit. We have full flaps. You can see the thrust levers position. Need to descend. ILS and localizer on. We're gonna have an ILS localizer landing. Only 5 minutes left for this flight. So hopefully we're gonna make it. Here we are in the runway, on the right heading, as you can see. That's a little bit higher. I need to descend with the setting here. You can see the Lszh localizer here is on the glide slope, just like in the real Airbus aircraft. So we only need to align ourselves with the Lszh localizer. (2,500). Use the speed limit. You can see we use manual mode here. You can see how low we are now. Aspect with the ground. Here we are. Lszh localizer again. Just need to align. 4 more minutes left. We have a very good alignment. 4 minutes left for this video to end, for this simulation actually. 500. $300. We are aligned. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. Here we go. Parking brakes and reverse thrust, maximum reverse. So here we are. Just landed very sweet and nice. I just missed the flare in the landing. So we slowed down now. You can see we have the thrust reverses being engaged here from the aircraft. So maybe use a little bit more light. You can see we made a very sweet landing. So you can see we have no fault messages here besides the autopilot disconnect message. There is no damage here in anything. Or the landing gear, as you can see, I'll see the landing gear now. Door wheel. So we have the wheel. The wheels are perfectly fine and safe. So we have the door. Doors are closed, not depressurized. The bleed system from the engines, no leakage. So as the hydraulic, no leakage. I'll show you now. So we have the flight controls all working. And here's the mode engaged. We have the Lszh. You can see the localizer perfectly aligned. The parametric altitude of the airport 1,400 feet, and we are just engaged into a mode for takeoff go around, just in case of misapproach or another problem. So you will see here, if I show you the side now, you will see the thrust reverse being engaged here. You can see the landing gear here, and the nose wheel here is perfectly safe, no problem with them. From the landing, we can take off again. So this is so much for the Airbus A340 313X. So This is the throttle bird. Okay. So that was Thomas, the pilot, captain flying the Airbus A340-313X in this flight. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you in another video with an Airbus or Boeing aircraft. Bye bye. We just landed in runway 14 in Zurich. We made a very sweet landing after this flight, 25,000 feet, Mach 0.78. With the Airbus A340-313X. So that was Thomas, the pilot flying the Airbus and the Boeing aircraft. I'm seeing you next flight. Bye bye.